guys, thanks for joining. So Valentine's Day is coming up soon and you have no idea what to buy. Well, I'm going to help you in this video actually choose what you can buy your significant other if they are a photographer, especially if you're on a budget. And we will break down really, I wanted to make like 4 or 5 different ones, but I saw that there was really too many of them really to pass up on. So I am going to tell you the best presents you can buy for your significant other who is a photographer this Valentine's Day, right after the intro. Play it! Hi guys, Carl here from Tech and Pics, and this channel is about tech and it is about pics, but it's about taking pics most of all. And today we are taking pics of hearts because it's really almost Valentine's Day, and I know what this is like. I always struggled to think, what can I buy my girlfriend for Valentine's Day? Well, you know, she's not a photographer, so the choices are a little bit easier. But if your significant other is a photographer, there are actually a lot of things that you can buy him or her that they'll love you for. Because as a photographer myself, I know that I don't have enough of these things. So I'm just going to tell you the best things you can buy your significant other for this Valentine's Day right now. Now, the first thing are batteries. Now, I have a Sony a6000 and it only takes one type of battery that has one type of voltage. You have the official Sony batteries, or you have the actual third-party batteries like Wasabi or RAV Power. Now, of course, if your significant other has a Sony a6000, it's not that difficult to find a battery for them. If they have, let's say they have a Canon 5D Mark IV, for example, all you have to do is go onto Amazon, write down Canon 5D Mark IV batteries, and it will show you all extra batteries for that particular camera. So you have the third-party batteries and you have the official OM batteries. Now, of course, I would suggest going for the official OM batteries, so the official batteries of the camera, because I've heard that third-party batteries, if something happens to your camera or to your significant other's camera, then that can void warranty. So of course, buy third-party batteries at your own risk. Do research, it's not that difficult, but if you really want to go for the surefire way, then buy them original batteries. Whether it's one, whether it's two, it happened to me so many times. I only have one battery actually, and it happened to me so many times that I was out somewhere and my camera just died, whether I'm recording a video or I'm taking a photo session. So that's why I actually had to buy more batteries. And that's why batteries are a very crucial, important part of every photographer. And a lot of times photographers don't have enough batteries. So you can get them right now, and that would be the perfect present. Now, next on the list is something called a UV filter. Now, a UV filter is like a small little piece of glass. It's mounted on a metal ring which screws on the front of your significant other's camera lens. Now, what is a UV filter? A UV filter blocks out UV sunlight. Plus, other than blocking out UV rays, it's actually a great way to protect the front glass of the lens, which is actually exposed. So if you bump it or ding it, it could happen that a small chip can happen in the front of the lens. It happened to me once with one of my lenses, and after that, I then invested the money in buying a UV filter. Now, a UV filter can be used to block out UV rays. It gives you a little bit better picture quality, a little bit better contrast. So it actually is always a good thing. But a majority of the time, people buy UV filters to protect the front glass of the lens. Now, you're asking yourself, how do I buy a UV filter? Well, there's two ways to do it. You can either see the exact specific model of the lens, so it's written on the front of the lens, and you can go on Amazon and write, so this is, for example, a Sigma EXDN 30mm 2.8, and it says right there. So if you go on Amazon and you actually search for it, you will find UV filters for this size. Now, if you look here, there's actually a circle with the line going through it with a 46. Now, that actually is on the front of every single lens. It's either on the front ring or it's somewhere on the side of it. And that circle with the line going through is actually the diameter of the threads on the front of that particular lens. So if you don't know the name of this specific lens, but you have that little circle with the line going through with a number next to it, those are the millimeters. So you go on Amazon, and in this case, you write 46 millimeters UV filter, and then It's universal. They're all the same. As long as it's the same diameter, you can't go wrong. And that is the second best present you can get for your significant other this Valentine's Day. Now, the next item on the list is actually a memory card. 95% of the cameras that exist nowadays accept an SD card. It's called an SD card, and they all come in the same size. Now, there are micro SD cards, which are smaller ones that usually have adapters. If you can, avoid getting those ones, because those ones are usually aimed more for cell phones. And while with an adapter they do work in regular cameras, it's not really advisable because these small memory cards can't really reach exactly the same read and write speeds of the regular sized memory cards. Now, I personally use the memory cards from the name brand Lexar, but you can use them from any company. You can never have enough memory cards. And when you're recording high quality video and you're taking high quality pictures on any camera, that space tends to fill up real quick. So a memory card is actually one of the most vital parts of a photographer's necessities. So that's the first thing that they need, and without a memory card, they can't really take any pictures. So I would suggest not to get the cheap ones, because if they have a high-end camera, like let's say a Sony a6000, can't take the full high quality videos unless it has a very fast memory card that can support the read and write speed. So if you're going to go for a very nice present and you're going to make it just one, buy a very high quality memory card, and you can never go wrong with memory cards. Now, this next present, this is actually something that my girlfriend gave me a few years ago for Valentine's Day, and it actually surprised me, and it really was one of the greatest presents I've ever received for Valentine's Day. My girlfriend basically wanted me to send her a link to my Flickr page, and she downloaded all of the pictures that I had on my Flickr page, the best ones, and she bought a digital picture frame. And on the digital picture frame, of course, you always see around, you know, you can put pictures of your family, of your dog, you know, your son, your kids, anything you want. But in this case, she got my pictures and she put it on the digital picture frame, and she actually put it on the side of my desk. So whenever I actually came into my studio, I saw the surprise was that I had a digital picture frame that actually showed my own pictures. Because even though I took the pictures and I edited them and I put them up on Flickr, I never actually spent any time to go and actually, you know, look at the pictures and admire them. And when you see them on a digital frame rotating, and you want to sit there and you want to think of something and you can't really concentrate, usually what I do is I just sit back in my chair. I can see the pictures on the digital picture frame that I took, and then, you know, the mind just starts going, because you get that creativity, and you can put anything on there. You can't just put not only pictures of, you know, that your significant other took. You can put pictures of you and him and her, whoever you want on there. You can fill it up. Like, usually you get a memory card and you can put thousands and thousands of pictures on one memory card, and they can all be displayed on the digital picture frame. Now, the next gift idea for this Valentine's Day is actually a very crucial and important one, because I myself am clumsy. I buy a lot of old lenses that, you know, the manual focus lenses, and the one thing that I keep losing, or I never have enough of, are lens caps. So it's the cap that goes on the front of the lens, so you can take your lens, you can put it in your carry bag, and you can carry it with you. The thing is, when you go to a flea market and you find a lens that does not have a lens cap on it, then it really, I don't know, you just go crazy, because you have nothing to protect the front glass, which is crucial. And when you have a lens that is 60 to 70 years old, and you've spent that $150 to $200 at a flea market on a very good quality lens from a long time ago that probably doesn't have the same coatings as today's lenses, it can easily form scratches on the front of the glass when you put it in a bag or in your backpack and you bring it with you. So the most important thing, and actually one of the most vital presents and gifts you can get for any photographer, are lens caps. And this is the same thing going back to the UV filter. By looking at the number on the front of the lens that tells you the filter size, you can actually get lens caps that have exactly that. So if the lens has a diameter in the front of 46 millimeters, you can just go on Google and you can say lens cap for 46 millimeter lenses, and really you can buy them in multi-packs, so in packs of 5. I've seen them in packs of 10, 20, 30, and eBay is also another great place that you can actually get them for very cheap, especially those ones that are for these older lenses. Now, this next gift idea is actually a really good one, and I've found multi-packs on eBay from China. Of course, you can get them from Amazon also if you really don't have no time to wait. And that is something really important, and every photographer needs at least one, or in my case 30, and that is a lens pen. This is a lens pen. And basically what it is that on one side of the lens pen, a small brush pops out, which you can use to clean off dust from the side of the camera or in the small crevices to keep your camera clean. And on the opposite side, there is actually this, which you use to clean the glass on the front of your lens. And this does it very, very gentle. And this is probably the best thing you can get as a present because it's really gentle. The material is really, really soft, a very small bristle, very fine bristle, so it's even better than the microfiber cloths that you use to clean glasses. This is much better than that. And this is from the company called Lens Pen. You can find them also at lenspen.com. This is the highest quality product that you can actually buy regarding this. You can buy the cheap ones. You can buy these ones here, which are the cheaper black ones with the red thing, and you can find them. I think this usually costs anywhere from $6 to $7, and the cheaper ones you can even find for like $2 to $3. But honestly, they're both exactly the same. The Lens Pen is probably a little bit better built in quality. I would say the Lens Pen is probably a little bit better in quality, but these actually are as good as the Lens Pen in terms of cleaning. And both of these, the cheap one and the expensive one, I've actually used them to clean every single lens that I've owned, that I own with no problems at all. And these are very important to have in a camera bag so that when you're out in a situation where there's blowing wind and it's dusty, let's say you're at the beach and there's a sandstorm or whatever, and afterwards you have all that debris on the front of your lens, you want to be able to clean it really softly, something like this, so that you can go ahead and take high quality pictures. Because once that dust gets on the front, or haze or sand or whatever the case is, once it gets on the front of the lens, the pictures don't really look as sharp and you start to lose quality. So this is actually a very good idea for a Valentine's gift. Now the last item on our Valentine's gift idea list is actually this. And while this looks like something that you would see in a hospital, I guarantee you that this is absolutely not what you think it is. This is called a rocket air blaster, and this is actually used to blow air into any part of the camera that has dust that you can't get to. To make an example, here I have a very old camera, and as you can see, imagine this is also a newer camera, it's the same thing. So and this you actually would put in here, and then you would start blowing air into the front here. And this is actually used to blow out any dust or debris that is actually inside your camera, exactly in this area here, because that you can't put your finger in there and you can't blow in there because you're really going to make it much worse than it was before. Then you might as well just leave the dust in there. So this is actually really, really important, and they're all created pretty much equal. You have the bigger ones, you have the smaller ones. This is, I think, one of the bigger sizes, so this one actually puts out a lot of air and it's really, really powerful. And one thing to keep in mind, that you should use these only for blowing air into the camera and for nothing else. Because I know that this looks exactly like something else that you probably would find in a hospital. And I don't want to get too much into detail, but I think you know where I'm trying to go here. So use this, buy this only for intended purposes. So make sure it's for our cameras and not for the medical reason. And whenever you do order this from Amazon, make sure that it actually says that it's for blowing air out of your camera. It's a rocket air blower. And of course, guys, I will post links to everything that I've talked about in this video in the description below. So if you don't know exactly what to look for or what everything is called, I will post a link to every single item in the description below. So you just go there, you click on it, and you can actually go directly to Amazon and you can order these. And with Prime, if you have Prime, you get 2-day shipping just in time for Valentine's Day. So now for the question of the day. What do you buy your significant other? What have you bought for your significant other that is a photographer? Did I skip something? Do you have anything that you actually bought your significant other who is a photographer that actually loved the idea and loved the gift? So I would love to hear your comments below. And if you have any other ideas, I would love to hear them, because I know a lot of people that are photographers and or their significant others or their girlfriends or their boyfriends or husbands and wives that actually ask me, hey Carl, what can I get for my significant other because they are a photographer, and what do you think would be a great present idea? So I thought, why not just make a video? I'll send them this link. But of course, if you have any other ideas, please leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, because I will be making more of these videos. So guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm Carl from Tech and Pics, and have a very, very nice Valentine's Day, and it's coming up soon. I will see you in the next video.